friends, and welcome to this tutorial and guide for hole number 8 in the Football Fever tournament play from the second tee, which is Pro and Expert Division. This video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and this one is tough, guys. This one is so tough, especially when we do have some headwind. The thing that we are going to go with when it comes to headwind is that we're going to play up short. We do have the Guardian that gives us a little bit room with distance, but if you're going to play up short, then you should most definitely have a wood club with as much distance as possible for your second shot. But we're going to go with max side spin, we're going to go with 2 bars of backspin. And we're going to line this one up, we're going to go with 4 rings with our adjustment with the X mile level 6. Slight amount of curl to the right because we want to be as close to the rough on the right as possible. As you can see, it bounces here and it bounce, and it rolls close to the rough. Sure, we're going to have a very tough approach here, but in the end it's going to be manageable for us to go for the green in 2. And you know, if we're having some kind of side wind, if we're having some kind of tailwind, then we should be either trying to go on the platform to the right directly, as you can see, or we could go to the left. The problem with left is that you do have so many trees in your way that if you're getting in the wrong spot, you're going to have a tough time to reach for the green in 2. And it's always, as I usually say, it's always important to find yourself in situations where you really can go for the green in 2, and actually with a little bit of luck and of course a lot of skill, that you should be able to bounce this one into the hole for an eagle. But if you make an eagle on this par 4, then you should be very happy. So our opponent goes short as well, as you can see here on the screen, and now for the second shot here, it's going to be very tricky for us to get this one to the green in 2. But we do have the Guardian, so we do have some distance. We are lucky enough that we're having basically straight side wind and not having some headwind, because headwind, that would maybe be too much of a challenge for us. As you can see here, we kind of mixture a little bit with the spin, and we decide to go with a really tough one to bounce it into the rough to roll onto the green with some topspin instead of going with side spin. The reason for that is that we're not having the possibility with slight amount of headwind to go with more backspin. The trees are in play to the left, but we should not be afraid of that, because we are just going to use the wind to be pushed out to the right. We bounce in there, we bounce to the rough, and we roll over to the green for an easy birdie. And you know, my friends, it's sure we would love to get an eagle on this one, but if we do make a birdie on this one, especially with this type of wind, sure, tailwind, it gives you more room for opportunities, but with headwind, then you should be very happy to make a birdie, because the problem is with this one is that you easily can put yourself into the water and then you will lose the shot. You know that already, of course, but our opponent's going to try to go with the same type of shot, and the thing with that is that you need to be very accurate. You need to be very spot on with your adjustment for the wind, and it's going to be very tough here for our opponent to reach for this green in 2. Hits it perfect, and as you can see here on the screen here, it gets too short and gets into the water, lose a shot, and that is not fun whatsoever. So it needs to be very spot on. The thing that you can do if you want to be even more safe, use a little bit more backspin, go with a little bit overpower, and then just land it on green, basically whatever, because the back of the green makes it slope down from the back of the green, like the fairway on the back of the green slopes down, which means that the ball will stop if you come in hot, and it will most likely also fall down at least to the fringe and give you an easy chip. Our opponent here is not going to make this shot, and of course it's a very tough one, but we made it work, and it's going to be very interesting to see which type of wind we're going to have in this tournament. So headwind, play yourself up. If you're having tailwind, then you can go left, you can go right, you can actually decide for whatever you feel most comfortable with. But headwind, then you should be playing yourself up, otherwise you will most likely be in the in the rough or into the bunker. So my friends, this was the guide and tutorial for hole number 8 in the Football Fever Tournament Pro and Expert Division. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and if you do have any questions, please pick up in the comment section below. Good luck in the Football Fever Tournament.